Hello, happy Tuesday or happy whenever you are watching this. This mic is not connected, but I thought it looked cool, so we're just gonna keep that here. I actually have this tiny little mic here. So I hope the audio is good. Let's talk about keeping your community engaged. I know that this is one of the biggest problems that creators on Skool are currently struggling with, how to keep people engaged. One community that I'm actually a part of now on their team, Captivate. One thing that Captivate does really well is keeping people engaged, and not just keeping people engaged, but setting up a community that talks and interacts with each other versus only one person who's the creator doing all the work. So what often happens is when you start a community, you are gonna find that you are the one who's constantly posting, who's constantly, you're the only one who's doing the posting, and your people are not really engaging. When people are engaged, they are less likely to leave, and when people are less likely to leave, you make more money because they stay on the platform. I want to share some tips with you and just give you some insight on what we are currently doing and what's working. First things first is implementing some sort of challenge or games. I'm sure you know of Skool Games, which is a competition that just keeps people excited and want to spend more time on the platform, and including any type of challenge is so amazing because not only does it keep people engaged and talking, but it also helps the members inside of your community. But it also helps the members inside of your community get to their results faster. I mean, who doesn't love a challenge? When I first started my community on Skool, that was actually the first thing that I did, is I ran a challenge. It was called the Phoenix Challenge. And yeah, if you want to join my community, I will have it linked below. I would love to have more of you inside of that community. But yeah, all of that will be linked below. But the first thing I did was run a challenge, because I know, like, if you're anything like me, I am a competitive person and I will turn anything into a challenge, whether it's my workout routine or getting back into my health or completing something. I will always find a way to make it fun and exciting. So a challenge is incredible. If you have a community of people and you don't know how to set this up, feel free to DM me on Skool, or you can also DM me on Instagram, and I can sort of strategize what your challenge can look like for your community. Before you run this challenge, figure out what the goal of this challenge will be. So we want to make sure that everyone is aligned on this challenge. Everyone knows what the goal is, and we are all working towards the same goal. That is when we are working towards the same thing, and that's what a community is, when we are working towards the same goal. You as the creator and you as the one running this challenge, what is your goal? What do you want people to achieve at the end of this challenge? Once you have figured that out, next I suggest figuring out how long you want this challenge to be. Personally, I like 9-day challenges because I feel like it's long enough to where you can see some sort of result from this challenge, but also short enough where you can participate for all 9 days without it feeling like a whole task. So I'm personally not a fan of doing like 30-day, 90-day challenges. I like to break things down into like 9 days, but it's up to you. If you feel like your community and the members inside of your community will like a long challenge, then feel free to do that. Whatever aligns with you and your community members. I recommend just asking them straight up, making a poll or something like, hey, how long should this challenge be about? How long should this challenge be? And what do you want this challenge to be about? One thing that I have noticed, this is a side note, but when you are building your community, you want to build it with your people. One of the biggest mistakes that I made when I first launched my community is I thought that I needed everything to be perfect and everything to be in order before I could start inviting people into the community. Well, thanks to so many amazing, helpful people who pushed me to start right away and build it as I go, helped me so much, because I was able to ask for feedback from my members and I was able to ask them for advice, and that's the whole, that's the amazing thing about having a community, is you get to build it with your people. You get to build it with the members inside of community, and they feel like they're a part of the process. And that's just a little hack for you. If you want to keep people engaged and have them in your community for a long run, then make sure they're part of the process and they're part of the decisions that you are making within your community. So anyways, sidetrack there, but going back to the challenge, I think I shared enough. Usually I have some notes, but today I just decided to speak out of my mind. So I hope that all of this is making sense. Let me think if there's anything else about challenges. Oh, rewards or some sort of incentive to make sure people complete the challenge. So giving away free things, money, having a money reward of some sort. Who doesn't love money? So whoever, completes the challenge, they give them something in return, whether it's access to your community for a year or whatever you think your people will like. Make sure that there is some sort of reward so it keeps people excited. The other way to keep people engaged, and this is one that a lot of us overlook because it's so simple, and I think that's why we overlook it, but it is to just directly message your people and DM them and say something like, hey, can you make a post? Can you start engaging? It's so simple, but a lot of us overlook this because either we don't want to do it, or we don't know, or we think that it won't work. For example, if someone new joins your community, send them a DM saying, hey, welcome to the community. To get started, respond to this thread, or reply to this post, or make a post in the community, and just get them to do something, get them to take action as soon as they join the community. And you should also be doing this often, where you are DMing your people, especially the ones who are engaged. Make sure you are talking to them privately and in the community, just to build that relationship with them. I forgot to mention why this laptop is here, because there's boxes and a ladder, so I thought this would be cute, but it's closed. I should have had my notes on here. Anyways, so DMing them, do not be afraid to ask people to do stuff. I've noticed that if I'm in a community and I really like what's happening in the community, and the creator of that community messages me to do something, like, I want to do it. I'm going to do it because I love the community and I want to help people out. Don't be scared to directly ask for what it is that you want from your people. The third thing is to make it fun by using things like emojis and GIFs and what else? Just polls. There's one thing I love about Skool is it has all the features that you need, like nothing more, nothing less, the perfect amount of features that you need in order to have a community that is thriving and doing well. So utilize the polls, utilize GIFs, utilize emojis to just make it fun. And a fun community is one that people want to stay in, and a fun community is one that people want to be engaged in. Okay, I'm gonna throw in this one last tip, which I think is probably the most important thing, and that is your beliefs around community building and engagement. If you have a belief that your people are not going to engage and your people are just, your community is not that good, well, that's how it's gonna show up. If you deep down believe in your subconscious somewhere that no one will engage with you, your community sucks, well, then it probably will. Don't you worry. So beliefs are such a funny thing because we have all these beliefs from when we were children. From our childhood, we have so many beliefs that can show up now when you are doing business, when you are facilitating a community. If you do not have the belief system in place that allows you to show up as an amazing leader, one that people, are excited when you post something, people are excited, they want to hear from you and they want to contribute to your community. Well, your belief system has a huge role in how you show up, but also how your people show up in your community. Let me know down below if you want me to make a whole separate video on the types of affirmations that I recommend and how to start reprogramming your subconscious mind so that you can, show up as an amazing leader, but also do it in a way where your community is engaging with itself and not just relying on you to show up 24/7. People are actually talking to each other, and that is the number one way to have an engaged community, is when people are engaging with themselves, and you can just, you can step away for a week or a month and the community will still be engaged and thriving because they've built relationships and they're connecting with each other. So yeah, those were some tips and some insights and stuff that I have been learning. As I grow and as I help other communities with their engagement and helping them lower their churn rates, I will try to document as much as I can and share everything that I'm learning. So I hope that this was helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know down below. And also I will have all my links below, and like and subscribe and all that stuff. Okay, I love you so much. Bye.